get screwed, so we studied your background, the treaties you wrote. Fake as history, we ain't come over here on no boat. Frontin' like you indigenous to the land, you disgust me. Your tomahawk is back in our hands, it's getting ugly. You running around screaming black power, cause it sells to the truth. Rivers veiled with a bull and high hills. Native Americans butt hurt, can't deal, cause they know damn well the Trail of Tears ain't real. Respect the Aborigine, this land is ours, and though you all, you still a guest, motherfucker.
I had 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling me, I had 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling me, house nigga, real nigga, fake nigga, feel nigga. My skin ain't black, what the deal, nigga? Salute on my real shit, it's Aborigines, owners of the land and every goddamn tree and every goddamn sea. Invaders ever crossed, step foot on the land and you can step the fuck off. Breathe, you can make a swing the sacred tomahawk. Fucking around with us with that black conscious talk. Fake pics of slave ships, that's the reference. If we African, look, you gon' need more evidence. I'm American, Aboriginal, indigenous. Your bogey DNA test, that shit is rhetoric. Stay woke, Aboriginal, get out. Your civil rights acts, all you can eat, big out. The Stockholm syndrome. Make skits out. Phoenix Moon got the antidote. Get that shit out. Meanwhile, I'm rapping about my birthright. Fuck a freestyle. Teach each man, each woman, each child. Black races really Indians indeed now. Man, they indeed now. Hollywood, Title 18, G goes. The pilgrims get free gold with Phoenix and Beast Mode. Bringing my peoples out of the sleep mode. We ain't black, colors, Africans, or Negroes. I had 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling me. I had 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling me.
What's happening, beloveds? What's good, beautiful ones? Shema Chukma. What's happening, beloveds? Oshio, Doitsu. What it look like out there in Indian country? It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. I want to give a shout out to the newcomers, to the homegoers, to the come-homers, the foreigners, the occupiers, our friends, our families, our foes, and the grandma killers. We can't forget the grandma killers. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Miss Candy Girl. Y'all know I'm talking about Candy Owens. T.I., too many tears, T.I. Honey, I need to inform you of some things. So T.I.'s tears and his frustrations have reminded me to go back to the Georgia state constitution. So there was an incident. I got now I don't know, the Hodgkin twins or the Hodge twins. They're these two guys from out of Texas, I think. Straight up, don't claim African American. They're fine with being Black American. These two twin brothers. Clearly they're Republican. Okay, I get that. So they show this video apparently. So I had to research how old the video was because I'm just getting hip to Candace, Miss Candace, since, you know, she's been using my term. Now the Republicans have been using my term, no grandma killers. So I see a lot of things going on with that. I'm listening to some of the things that she's saying. I think there's a huge disconnect. I think there's a lot of confusion going on. And I think people got Miss Candy Girl all wrong. I do think that people that disagree with her have been trying to reduce her down to a nothing muffin because of their disagreeing with what it is that she's saying. Now, if the truth is good, the truth is gonna hurt. It's absolute fact, but you know, you can't be more loving to a lie than you are to the truth. The truth should definitely make you feel better than a lie. So I have this video. It's a short clip from a summit that happened on Revolt TV, which I think is Puffy's channel. You know, I don't really do a lot of media. So this is why I'm late to the party. But I've listened to both sides. And this clip that the original clip that I got from the Hodge twins page, it kind of just shows T.I. being a little belligerent and stuff like that, very, very arrogant, and he kept cutting her off. So I don't think that was a good video, and something made me go to the full-length video, and I went to go and check it out. And I still was trying to I was trying to find out why they were so upset. You had the audience, the peanut gallery, and they were chiming in, and everybody was all upset and hooting and hollering. They were very disrespectful, very undiplomatic to Miss Candy Girl, right? And I know people don't get what she's saying, but you got to understand, there is a difference when you realize what's at stake here. So many black people don't feel like they have any attachment to America, or very little attachment to America. They have a pseudo romanticism with a ideology that doesn't exactly suit what their ancestral the ancestral truth is, right? It totally dictates. And this we know because of the way that we have been able to dissect this information, all in search of looking for answers. A lot of people thought that they had the answers, and we see this perpetual cycle of nothingness coming from out the black community, right? And the more and more people study themselves, the more and more people are going to understand that it's really not necessarily, well, I'm not going to say it's not a race thing, but do you understand what the word race means? The word race is your lineage, your stock, your tribes, your descendants, the people who gave birth to you, the people who gave birth to them, and so on, and the people you give birth to, and downwards in descendancy and so on. So with that being said, people don't know the real, right? So when you look at the comments and you look at what T.I. is saying, you listen to what Candy Girl is saying, and she's got it all wrong. So what she has wrong is the fact that she says things like, oh, because when we were slaves, they did this. Who was a slave? Who was a slave? Yeah. Yeah, so let's I want to show now you guys on Instagram, you guys will be able to listen to it, but you won't be able to see it. I will have this on the YouTube platform and the Facebook platform. It is public, so you'll be able to actually see the presentation that you can't see on Instagram. So yeah, Miss Candy and Mr. T.I., they just was cutting up. So apparently this was 9 months ago. You know, I don't get into a lot of those affairs. I'm too into, trying to make it stop rather than sitting there crying. I definitely ain't got that type of time. Where is that? Okay, so here it is. Yeah, I ain't on that type of time. And this is where I get lost in the transition of trying to attach myself to something that's just going to keep there sitting in shadow boxing, kind of like Trey on Boys in the Hood, when they killed Ricky and shit, and he just went in the house, just just swinging at nothing, just swinging, shadow boxing. And that is what the perception of so-called black people in America is like. Down and people take it how they want to take it, and they generally don't they're not really interested in your opinion, right? They don't want to hear your opinion, and people just want to hear their opinion come out of your mouth, right? It ends up being like that. They don't want to hear your opinion, but they definitely want to hear your opinion coming out of their mouth. Halito Slimbo, what's happening, beloved? So now this is I'm gonna play the clip that I got from the Hodgkins page, and again, the people on YouTube and Facebook, you'll be able to see the full presentation. So I will read it for the people that are on this device on Instagram. So now listen to this piece, and we're gonna do the corrections here because neither one of them really got it. They don't really have the full picture, and this is a problem with so-called black people as a whole. They don't have the real information. They have the stories, the blanket stories that everybody's told, but you could tell me about 20,000 years ago what King Tut was doing and all this other fly shit, but if you don't know what your own folks was doing 110 years ago, 90 years ago, 200 years ago, don't tell me nothing about nobody else. Makes no sense. And this is where people have wasted so much time. They have been so disconnected from family history and ancestry that they can't practice racism to save their race. This is why the world looks at people funny. And the part that is so mind blowing is the fact that everyone in the world wants to be like the black American, but the black American wants to be like everybody else. And no one has, not many has really sat down and taken the time to figure out why that is. It's never been understood. And they will tell black people that they don't have any culture, that they come from somewhere that they cannot connect to, where nobody claimed you. You can't prove you got a grandmother over there. You can't prove you have nobody over there that is relative to you. You never really thought about that shit. You have people that are in medical fields, doctors, and all sorts of things, and they will talk about slavery and people coming in on ships and boats, not even realizing that in real life, real time, medically, that don't make no damn sense. There'd be no way that you can sail. This is before steamships. This is before turbine engines. This is before any of this stuff. When it takes you 5 months, right, to come from this place on the water, salty conditions, the unpredictable weather, extreme heat, extreme cold, moisture, sickness, defecation, urination, disease, in the bottom of a ship packed on like sardines with a dead person to the left and a dead person to the right and a sick one ahead of you, maybe one underneath you, a dead one down underneath you. Do you really think that that can happen and you smelling that stench? How is people getting up and being fed and eating and stuff like that? Like nobody really sat down and thought that, damn, they just told us some cockamamie ass stories. And we left it all in charge of other people to determine and interpret this stuff for us as if they are more qualified to know what your grandmother was doing 120 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago. The records burned. They didn't do this. They didn't write down anything. Okay, so Toyota just produces all these cars. Ken Goey Ford has all these cars, and he has no documentation or inventory proving that he owns anything? You think so? Do people think that they just put jails after slavery? Like nobody was going to prison, nobody was raping people, there was no crimes or anything that was happening 200 years ago? Do people really think that? So do they think that just all black people were slaves by right of what the education system told you? And now the story has just spread around and perpetuated and stuck itself into the minds of the American Negro, and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. The shame we have brought on our ancestors, taking on all these other deities when you know you ain't never seen Jesus at the cash register. You never seen him up helping grandma peel sweet potatoes on Thanksgiving, right? Putting her love and heart into a bunch of food just to see people happy and full. The soul people, the soul food. They tell you you have no culture. Look up when the word agriculture was created. It was here that they had to create a word for the flora and fauna and the things that we produce, that you kindly give away to other people. You give away your own culture. And the people that you give your own culture away to don't identify with the culture that you have. And that's some sucker shit. That is some sucker shit, much to the detriment of the Negro. But let's play this clip. I want to show y'all what kind of nonsense these people be on. And I'm not saying that they don't mean well, but they are miseducated. And this right here, I didn't have to pay $150,000 to learn what these niggas said. I'm reading the same books that they paid $150,000. And 8 years of their lives remembering things that they are told to remember, but never placing themselves or our people into the narrative. All these so-called black lawyers, you think, oh, what they scared of is an educated black man. You think so? How many people even smoke crack anymore? All the old former drug dealers have jobs now. They work for like transportation and stuff. They doing good things. They are not the same people that they were in the 80s or the 90s anymore. A lot of them are grandfathers now. And people that are used to do drugs don't do drugs anymore. So that means that there's something that did change in the people, right? I'm not saying that the whole problem is eradicated. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the epidemic isn't the same, specifically not for our people. So, have people noticed that? The economic shift? Have people understood where that came from? How that progressed? I don't think so. Here's this clip right here.
I'm not into my points. I'm not making
people that look like us. You can't make light of that. That ain't nothing you freeze over.
I haven't even finished the sentence. How am I making light of anything?
You started with some bullshit.
Same thing on the other side. How are we negotiating? What is the negotiation tactics so that we're not acquiescing to somebody else's agenda, but being clear about ours in the process of giving them our support?
Well, I would say the first thing is that it's important to identify what our agenda actually is. And I think that the most important thing for people in this room to understand is that there is a very small window. Right now, the black vote is the most important vote in the country. There's a very small window before our vote's not going to matter. These conferences won't matter, and us sitting here won't matter, because illegal immigration, if you're looking at the numbers, every new birth in this country, 60% of all new.
Okay, so this is a point where Candace says, and I didn't like this clip. That's why I had to go look for the whole thing, because it would have been biased, because it just looked like T.I. was just being completely rude the whole time, where he did have some outbursts and stuff like that, but nothing volatile to the display that this particular clip kind of started at. So now Candace Owens, she's shooting her shot, and she's basically saying that 60% of all births in America are now Hispanic babies. Show me where that's a lie. How many women do you know that still participate actively going to abortion clinics? Do you see a whole bunch of so-called black families anymore with more than 2, 3, 4, 5 children? Very rarely do you see that, because the stigma of our people a couple years ago from the music these Negroes was putting out was talking about women with kids and being baby daddies and all this other stuff, right? It wasn't about the things that was supposed to help the community. So now these niggas done got rich off of our communities, talking and shit to people, and now they can't back it up. You want to write a letter, Beyonce? Beyonce, why did you read the Kentucky State Constitution, Beyonce? I see y'all all writing letters for Breonna Taylor, but ain't nobody really doing nothing for that woman. Okay, Beyonce wrote a letter, and they got this all wrong. So now she makes a good point, and everybody's still mad. It's true. People are not, the family structure is not the same anymore. The male in the household, the teamwork, the partnered up, the women and children, and the father figure in the household getting a big piece of chicken. Those days, it's not over for everybody, but they're not something that people are expressing as a need for us to be able to still be able to be here to exist. And then you hear these niggas crying, right? You get the tears from these niggas talk about they killing us. They killing us. They want to kill us. Nigga, want to kill yourselves. Niggas want to kill each other. Let's keep it real. You're going to act like she's not telling the truth. And then I also show that people are biased, because when I talk about it going on in the American Indian community, everybody seems that, well, no, I'm met with some adversity there too. Let me be honest, right? So I could parallel some of these points that she's hitting on to discussions that I've had that I really haven't gotten a lot of flack from, right? So now I know that there is a bias. Maybe it's because Candy got her little mayonnaise colored man or something. I don't really know. She don't bite her tongue. She don't have all the information sitting there talking about, yeah, because when we were slaves. I'm going to get back to that. And I'm going to show Miss Candy in this presentation. I know y'all can't see it, but on here, she's going to be at Miss Candy going to have an understanding. And then we're going to tag in the video. so they can have an understanding of what it is that they're missing. If they really want to do some help, we gonna find out. The squeaky wheel gets the oil, and sitting back acting like these niggas because they rappers and all these other people, whatever they think they are and stuff like that, that they got the right information. They don't got right information. I see them doing a lot of stuff, but they doing it all wrong. My son, somebody could tag him too. Love that brother. He's dope, you know, what he tries to do and stuff like that. But y'all not educated, and y'all look crazy, and y'all making the rest of us look crazy. And then it's a yo looking like straight spook niggas. Yo, it just shit don't make no sense. And the win is right there in their face. And this is why people think that uh the people of the opposite race are completely aloof to what it is that we're mad about. But we don't even understand what job they have coming over here, taking over our shit, because we don't want it anyway. That's what they thinking for the most part. But as far as the pilgrims that's been here since the last couple of 100 years that have already had to be a part of building this nation and stuff like that, you really think we could have did much without these pilgrims? Y'all niggas is crazy. Niggas is crazy. If they all got up, they act like they so mad at white people. But I know for a fucking fact, when me and my sister car flipped over, niggas was driving by on the highway in drop tops. They was driving by on the highway, blasting their music, smoking their weed. White people pulled over. Cover your face, honey. I got you. Made sure the helicopter came and got. Like, see, so I don't understand. Like, do you think all people are bad? This is like the same thing with the women. When the feminist women be talking about, oh, these niggas ain't nothing. These niggas ain't. I'll be like, damn, your daddy ain't no good. What about your son? Did you raise a nigga that ain't no good? Like, people don't really think about what it is that they're saying, and they bringing on all of this whack ass energy with all of these things that are not important, and they study them and they feel emotionally attached to them, and it shit keeps them up and it burns their soul, and they not really taking care of what they got to take care of. And this is a problem. This is a problem. So now you got this woman, Candace Owens. She makes this point, and then they talk about slavery. They both get the shit wrong, right? They both get the shit wrong.
Let me get to the point. I'm going to tell you what's wrong with it.
Okay, it's fine if you out, baby.
I say illegal is the new black.
The truth may make people mad, but it's always going to set people free. I got receipts, honey. You could be mad. I ain't trying to take it out on nobody. I'm trying to educate people. And if your black people can't take no correction, then, you know, stay where you at. That's really what it is. You know what I'm saying? Especially because people are not used to getting tangible results. So they end up being so upset. And they can't understand that we're supposed to be building. Not everything you do is in vain, but sometimes you got to step back and see what it is that you're missing. And if people are not up for seeing what it is that they may be missing, then that's the problem in itself. Either your ego too big, either you think you know so much, right? Or you think you got a solution, but people are failing to explain what the solution is. Nigga, it's a whole bunch of problems, and all people do is talk about the problems. The solutions come around and niggas don't even know that the solutions are there. That's something crazy. So you can't ask for something that's already sitting right there in your face. Nobody really wants to point it out and tell you it's right here at the tip of your nose. Everybody got access to it. It's public information. Everybody got access to know what their rights are. All that feeling hard and all this other stuff, how you make it stop? If a bully is taking your lunch money every day of the week, you got to figure out that there's going to be one day that you're not trying to get your ass whipped. What you going to do? You're going to do 1,000 push-ups. You're going to do a bunch of sit-ups. I don't care if you getting your agility together, practicing your John Claude Van Damme roundhouse kick. You're going to get you a weapon. You're going to figure out how to make it stop, right? Why is this white man white supremacy such a bully? Do you really feel, first of all, niggas was calling them the last people on the planet 10, 20 years ago, right? Now, all of a sudden, they the baddest nigga on the planet? How do you picture that in your mind? So in order to make them supreme, that means you feel inferior. How is that? Niggas got jewels, they got flashy cars, they want to be fly and better than me, but they want to be equal to the supreme being? So they could be what? Supreme? I just got to ask these questions. Got some objectionable questions, and I ask the questions that niggas ain't ready to talk. When the mic get today, when it's their turn to rap the mic, they gonna run out of bars, or they gonna repeat some shit, parrot some shit that they think is gonna be working, and these pilgrims gonna sit there and be like, look at something. Ooh, they was close. Oh, it touched me right here, but not enough. Y'all not tired of that? Not my problem. I don't care how they feel about it. You feel terrible anyway. You feel like there is a hunt for your life, yet you're not going to protect the life. How you going to protect it? We know how to physically get it in with people, but when it comes down to this commercial process, we're totally fucking aloof. From the rich niggas to the broke niggas, completely. Everybody oblivious, right in front of their face. Then they get mad when the truth comes. They be attracted to the lie, love the lie, and hate the truth. It's not fair. Listen to this woman.
And there's a reason why they're advocating for open borders. Right now, our vote means a lot, but new births of Black Americans have stagnated. The population growth within Black America has stagnated. So the things that I pay attention to are the numbers. I pay attention to the birth rates in this country.
Birth rates.
I'm pro putting something down to stop illegal immigration. The second thing that I think is really important, and you may have heard me testify in front of Congress, is the illiteracy rates that are facing Black America. 75% of Black boys in California can't pass a reading exam. Across Baltimore, they looked at 5 schools. They couldn't find a single Black boy that was a single Black child that could pass a basic reading or a math exam.
Okay, so she's saying she got these statistics where the boys in California can't read. The children in California and Baltimore are not even able to pass basic arithmetic and reading exams. Okay. So now what I don't like about Candace is she does highlight the problem, but never breaks down the little caveats, the nuances that come with that. For instance, she talked about Meek Mills one time and about his recidivism and constantly being violated on that probation bit. First of all, that he was a little boy when that shit happened. There's no way he should have been on probation for all that long time any goddamn way. But what the mark that she misses is the fact that they have systemic arrest, right? That results in a felony conviction. Maybe he have accepted guilt of a code, breaking statutes and codes, but that does not mean that Meek Mills broke the law. So when people talk about slavery, do you know if your grandfather stole a horse 300 years ago? Do you know if they robbed a stagecoach or something? That might have been the reason why they could have been enslaved. But you don't know because people haven't been interested in their own story. They listen to blanket stories that comfort them. Even though it hurts them, but they have accepted it and still have not dug in on their own truth. And that is the part that a lot of people around the world know, and they are waiting for the most important people to figure out how to help themselves, because no one else is going to do it for you. So you have Candace.
People, I caught a lot of slack.
It's not really a lot to it.
This is the Democrat plantation.
She talks about it being a Democrat plantation. This is why. Still no solution, right? So she's just all team Republican. But with the points that she's making makes a lot of sense. The Republican Party was definitely our party, and it has been totally hijacked. Am I saying I like Candace Owens? Absolutely not. But do I know what she's saying in this instance is the truth? Absolutely. Absolutely. The birth rates, absolutely. Hispanics winning as far as having 5, 10, 9, 11 babies, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely correct. And you know what? They are all listed as white people, not Hispanics. They are listed as white people. So when they start throwing those statistics around, who are you talking about? Because a man could be dark as a Nissan Sentra, black as a Nissan Sentra, shade of blue, shade of purple. If he's from a specific country, Eritrea, Somalia, Ethiopia, he's a white man in America. On paper. I don't care if he tries to apply for black grants, black loans, small black business loans. He's not going to get it. He's not going to get it because he is legally white. So when they be talking about my brother, my brother, my brother, it's not the truth. It's not the truth at all. And people don't have the truth. And that's what make a lot of black people dangerous, because they don't have the truth. They have a story. They don't have the truth. You have to have facts. You have to have proof. You have to have evidence. You have to have truth. You can't get anything without that. You can't get anything without it. They told you a story and people went for it. They went for it. And that's the problem. So here you have Candace talks about she's shooting her shit about the Democratic plantations. They have run amok. They've been promising jobs and education for the last 60, 70 years, right? Better part of that. It's never happened, but do they have to? Because the people that generally vote for Democrats don't hold them to task. They don't hold them to task. They vote for these people, go Democrat down the line because they feel that they belong to a party. They have a loyalty to a party, but don't see what their needs are as per person that they are voting for on these ballots. You don't hold them accountable. When the police are chasing your babies around the neighborhood, you don't call none of the niggas that you voted for. You probably didn't show up for the local elections, so you don't know what judges you voted in or what attorneys. You're aloof for that. And then they end up being, you think they being against you, but you don't know the commercial processes that you've invited yourself into by ignorance. It's a business. They've been able, it's been very lucrative for a very long time. Nobody stopped it. Nobody's interested in stopping it. They're interested in pretty much crying about it, but not really stopping it. And that's a fucking situation. So now, I'm gonna play a little more.
Plantations were when we were slaves. There were three things that were necessary for them to run. The first was our ignorance. Black Americans were not allowed to learn how to read unless we would have our limbs chopped off. And that was because an educated mind.
Now that's a lie. Black people were not educated or could not learn how to read. How does she speak for all black people? How does she get to speak for all black people? She don't know what her own people was doing 200 years ago. She damn sure don't know what my people was doing 200 years ago. So that means that Candace has some sort of disconnect how to place herself inside the narrative of history, right? So listen what she says.
Cannot be enslaved. So the fact that our education,
an educated mind cannot be enslaved. So they saying that they couldn't read or write, but what was they reading and writing? You think they was reading and writing what? English? Could they read or they never specified? Could they read or write Spanish? Could they read or write Choctaw? Chata Spanish? They never indicated what they couldn't read or write. They was able to speak. So that's a dub right there, Miss Candy Girl. That's a dub right there, honey. You don't get to speak for anybody's ancestors if you don't know what your own were doing. Do not reduce my grandmother, your grandmother, or anybody else's to just being a slave under the impression that that's all that everybody was doing 200 years ago, 150 years ago, because that's y'all far from the mark. And this is why black people have not been able to really secure a lot of W's. And they ignorant to it. You tell white people and they be like, hey, great. How many more of you guys know? You tell a nigga what time it is about their family and they just, nah, because we was kangs. It's not a lie. You can be mad all you want. It's not a lie. It's what they do.
Our schools are in this condition in the inner cities and all throughout America, and not a single candidate is talking about it, is problematic to me. I think that that's a huge negotiating tool for me. We need to be talking about the inner city schools. Another component, and this is the biggest issue that I think is facing Black America today, which was important to maintaining the plantations, was the breakdown of family. The biggest issue facing Black America is father absence. We have children that are growing up without their fathers in the home, and that is being incentivized by the government right now via the welfare system. When the government says we'll give you more money if you don't marry the father of your children, you are incentivizing bad behavior in our community. What happens when
incentivizing bad behavior in the community? She didn't lie. She did not lie, right? She didn't lie. So now there's another part. Hold on.
you remove a father from the home? This is why I do not mess with feminism at all. I'm not with it. This breakdown and mocking masculinity, making it seem like there's something wrong to be a man, all of this contributes to the breakdown of family. When you remove...
Hey, hold on.
Okay. So the crowd gets mad, and then the crowd was really kind of disrespectful, and I think that was kind of making everybody else's temperature fluctuate during this particular part of the debate. Then you had the moderator, and he made a totally incorrect statement, and they just blame everything on slavery, right? They just blame everything on slavery and being black. Everything. No accountability in any political, civic responsibility, financial responsibility. None of that is taken into account. So when you want to skip past somebody else, and there's like this one person here on your level that you can't even get past to get to that person up there, because this nigga's always trying to block you off, right? And that's what a lot of people end up doing, and they wind up messing up so many things, so many opportunities from the terrible behavior that they've ended up taking on, right? It's terrible behavior, and people think they're doing the right thing, and it's really not what you're supposed to be doing. So now you got this other thing. Now let's play this. So yesterday, Georgia police, T.I. is mad. Okay, so this is BT.com. T.I. is speaking out now about Georgia officers drawing a gun on some unarmed teenagers, right? So he has something to say, and this is what Tip says. This is where the T.I. tears come from for this particular moment, and then I want to show him something.
Why don't we ever see little white kids being held at gunpoint? Okay, period. The Constitution was written for all Americans. Okay, except it only seems like you have to be a certain shade or a certain color to reap the benefits of it. Why are only people of color, young black boys, young black girls being gunned down at the hands of policemen and using excuses like BB guns, water guns? There are little white boys that got real rifles that go hunting every day, every week with their grandparents and parents. They aren't being held at gunpoint. So that's what we here for. Let's not mix words and pretend like we don't understand what we're dealing with right here. All right? Let's not do that.
And it's important to note that this isn't an isolated incident, right? What we've been fighting for, and I think a lot of people, what we've been fighting for is not just about George Floyd. It's not just about Breonna Taylor. It's not just about Ahmaud Arbery or the situation that happened yesterday. It's really the system. That's why we've been advocating for these police departments to fix the problem completely. Wipe it clean and start from the beginning and rebuild.
Right.
It's about the system. And the truth is, this is not an isolated incident. When I posted that video yesterday, so many people from Clayton County began DMing me, telling me their story, saying, that happened to me. I was innocent. I didn't do anything. That's the problem. The problem is you can't say that there's no issue here, because it is. And this was an isolated incident that happened to be caught on camera by concerned citizens who fear for the police in this community. If there was no problem, if policing was great, the community would not have feared in the way that they did and intervened in the way that they did. So that's the problem. The problem is Clayton County and its use of force and its history. And that's what we're advocating for today. This is an isolated incident.
Okay. All right. So you hear what she says. They blamed it on several factors, right? This is Clayton County. They feel that they're abused. The community reacted, and this is the response. So they were able to get T.I. out, so this got some shine, right? So now they talk about T.I. brought up the Constitution. T.I., I'm going to bring up the Constitution. Now I'm going to show you, to answer your own question, this is why white people sit there and look at us like, I'm going to tell you why. Because the answer that you're asking them, you want your own thief to tell you how much money he stole out your wallet. Like, I mean, I don't understand what it is that you are looking for them to answer for you, right? You're asking your oppressor to give you an answer so you cannot be oppressed anymore. That shit, this is why they feel that way. So for shout out to T.I., he's a beloved family man, right? You see, you know that man love his children. This is not taking anything away, but this is where people go wrong at. So we're going to do the Georgia state constitution. You want to make sure that the police don't jump out on the babies. You want to make sure that the children are secure. How about you teach them their rights? There's a lot of money that those men can be putting into programs that show people, show those children particularly that are in danger, what their rights are. How about start an initiative that will show people what their rights are? How about something that will show people, point them in the right direction as to who to hold accountable? Because you can't just keep going on crying, and there's remedy right there in the law that protects you and those beautiful babies that were unarmed and could have totally been harmed. Totally been harmed. Right? You really want to help these kids? Y'all really want to help these people? Learn what you don't know. Learn how to self-govern, right? Teach yourself what it is that you want to pay someone else to show you how to do. Or to show you how to protect yourself. That don't make no sense. Don't make no sense. So let's see. Georgia, the preamble: to perpetuate the principles of free government, ensure justice to all, preserve peace, promote the interests and happiness of the citizen and of the family, and transmit to posterity the enjoyment of liberty. We, the people of Georgia, relying upon the protection and guidance of Almighty God, do ordain and establish this Constitution. There's nowhere in there where it say black people. What it says is, we, the people of Georgia. Who is we, the people, beloved? I'm we, the people, me by myself. My sister sitting right here. She's we, the people. Me and her, we're we, the people. You, we, the people. Are you?
I'm we, the people.
Who's the people of the state of Georgia? Isn't it Clayton counties in Georgia, right?
Yes.
So if kids are walking the street in the pursuit of happiness, minding their business, that doesn't ensure justice to all, preserve peace, promote the interests and happiness of the citizen and of the family. Did you see that tip? That's why them people look at you like, that's why they look like they don't have an answer for you when they do have an answer. There's an answer. We all have an answer. We all got an answer. There's your answer right there. So for this situation that happened, here is the answer right here. Article 1. Article 1 is the Bill of Rights for the citizens of the state of Georgia. Life, liberty, and property. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property except in due process of law. I don't believe that happened in that situation with those babies, Tip. You might want to have your people, have your guy call their guys. You'll get a different response. You'll get a different response. You don't have to ask them any questions. That's where you get to make your demands. That's where you get to call the shots with white people. White people can't do anything with the law. Have you ever used the law against white people? such a fascinating feeling. Paragraph 2, protection to person and property. Equal protection. Protection to person and property is the paramount duty of government and shall be impartial and complete. No person shall be denied the equal protection of laws. You just got on here, Tip, and said that it's not fair because white kids are not getting dropped on like the way our children are, right? Hi, Wayne. The way our children are, right? So paragraph 2 of the Georgia State Constitution talks about protection to person and property. Because these children are minors, they would still be the property of the guardian, which generally is the mother, but the ultimate guardian of a child is technically the father by law. So that would be if they did this to your children being your property, right? And no person shall be denied the equal protection of the laws. So those cops in Clayton County that pulled out the guns on the children have violated their constitutional rights by the state of Georgia. Paragraph 3, freedom of conscience. Each person has the natural and inalienable right to worship God, each according to the dictates of that person's own conscience, and no human authority should in any case control or interfere with such right of conscience. Let me see. I'm going to skip down to Article 1, Paragraph 7, citizens' protection of. All citizens of the United States resident in the state are hereby declared citizens of the state of Georgia, and it shall be the duty of the General Assembly to enact such laws as will protect them in full enjoyment of rights, privileges, and immunities due to such citizenship. So that means that the people in the state of Georgia are supposed to go to the General Assembly for what just happened to those children, because you now feel that you are not being protected by Clayton County Police in the full enjoyment of your rights and privileges and immunities due to such citizenship. Does that make sense, Coach, what I'm saying? What's happening here? You understand what's going on? Is that not the remedy for what just happened with them babies?
All the way out.
And he said the white kids go hunting every day. Well, why can't the black kids go hunting every day with their daddies? They'd
We
have
hunt.
guns too. Why can't Georgia is a right to carry state? Why don't them kids know how to use guns properly? Those kids don't have guns probably, so they don't kill each other, even though they have a right to have gun to protect themselves, their life or liberty, according to this. So now, because there was no issue concern, now they just had this public display, but did anybody go down there and charge them people with violations, anything? And was there any complaint written down? No, but was there any tears? The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, but the General Assembly shall have power to prescribe the manner in which arms may be borne. The people have the right to assemble peaceably for their common good and to apply by petition or remonstrance to those vested with the powers of government for redress of grievances. So what happened to them babies? The people, y'all just had a whole assembly, right? Y'all had a whole press conference. That was an assembly of people when T.I. just did this press video. Peaceably for their common good to apply by petition or remonstrance to those vested with the powers of government for redress of grievances. Why don't the people, let's go back to what T.I. said. Let's see if those couple of paragraphs just answer T.I.'s own question. So when people think I be tripping, I don't be tripping. I'm listening with a different type of ear. Let's bring it back again.
Why don't we ever see little white kids being held at gunpoint. Okay? Period. The
Right.
Constitution was written for all Americans, okay?
So T.I.'s question was, how come you don't see little white kids? Right? That's how he started off. Listen to what he's asking. And this is the emotion. Not saying he a bad person, but this is the emotional attachment to failure, disaster, catastrophe, and defeatism in the ultimate way. And it's really got to stop. This is part of why there are not no solutions happening. Listen to what he says, and then you want white people to answer this.
Why don't we ever see little white kids being held at gunpoint?
Why don't we ever see little white kids being held at gunpoint? When we can only argue, why are we seeing any kids being held at gunpoint? It's not right for an Arab kid to be held at gunpoint. It's just singled out. You can't single out yourself. You don't live here by yourself, right? There's other Americans here too, and they get to enjoy their rights as citizens, right? So what does it mean? There's two sides to it. You can play citizen when you want to, and you can be a non-citizen, a national when you need to. And you don't even really got to get too far into that, because right now the problem is people not being able to deal with what's going on right there in front of them, because they let all of these problems consume them with not one solution. He's asking people a question, and then it looks like everybody gets angry off of this stuff, and nothing. Now you just mad at some white people that you don't even fucking know, because he can't answer his own question. Why should they dignify an answer like that? How's a white man supposed to answer that didn't do nothing? He just got up and went to work. He wasn't down with those cops that did anything like that to any of the kids. Why don't we see the white kids? Is it okay for anybody's baby to be going through that? No, Tip.
Okay? Period. The Constitution was written for all Americans, okay?
All Americans, the Constitution. He skipped past what happened in Georgia to go all around the world. And this is where hopefully somebody gets some education of this. And when you ask these questions, you'll be able to answer them, because they don't have the right answers.
Except it only seems like you have to be a certain shade or a certain color to reap the benefits of it.
You have to be a certain shade or a certain color. Ain't that like that in our community too? You see how biased the Negro is? It's like that in our community too, right? I'm too dark for some of these niggas, right? We got to be the right shade. We got to be the... Who said that? Is that any question? Hey, you guys are not the right shade. Come here, kids. Let me pull this gun out on you. Is that what it is? Or do they do it because they can? They only do it so they can. Why you ain't introducing, like, letting them recognize who kids they better not mess with? So, hold on. Here go Tip again.
Why are only people of color, young black boys, young black girls being gunned down at the hands of policemen and using excuses like BB guns, water guns? There are little white boys that got real rifles that go hunting every day, every week with their grandparents and parents. They aren't being held at gunpoint.
How does he know? What white neighborhoods he been in lately? Maybe the one he lives in. I don't know where T.I. lives. But we not in those white neighborhoods to know what happened to them? I'm sure they wouldn't talk about it because they scared, because Black Lives Matter only. To the Negro, ain't nothing really wrong with that, but they don't feel that way about their own people that they related to. So here you go.
So that's what we here for. Let's not mix words and pretend like we don't understand
He's
what we're
hurt.
dealing with right here.
Tip is hurt.
Let's not do that.
And it's important to note that this isn't an isolated incident.
Okay, so she's saying it's not an isolated incident. Well, honey, you can't take on the world problems. You have to deal with this issue right here. Don't go blaming what happened in Minnesota and reaching all over the planet, because now you're losing sight of your own $1 million case that you can get from these people just from what just happened. Ain't no police made no rebuttal or nothing. Probably in the next couple of days, if y'all ain't went down there and wrote no report against these police officers that got the fire lit up under them, I don't know. The Georgia Constitution, and they open 24 hours. Georgia Constitution lets you. Let me go back to that. You really want some action? Hold on. Redress the grievances. The people had a right to petition. You just had a whole press party down there and didn't do nothing. 10 people, that's 20 hands. Shit. Bill of attainder. Right to trial by jury. Okay, so just that alone, right to the courts. No person shall be deprived of the right to prosecute or defend, either in person or by attorney, that person's own cause in any of the courts in this state. So how come nobody went and pressed charges against those police officers, but they get on TV, on the internet, crying? You ain't got every cop on the shift name. Y'all want some help? Because you find out who did it. You got all their names and numbers? Who did you complain to? Did y'all call the mayor? Who did they call? They didn't do nothing. They just got on TV and start crying. How come we don't see white kids getting guns pulled out on them? They got guns all the time. They go hunting with their daddies. Yo, that's it. That shit sound crazy saying that to you, asking your enemy why. My nigga, why you shot me, son? Because I'm your fucking enemy, dude. Wouldn't that be, if that really is their enemy? I mean, I'm confused. You're not gonna sit there asking, hey, yo, it's hot out here, and if I fight you, you're gonna give me a cup of water. If I get thirsty during the fight, we'll just take a little break. And is that so, like, paragraph 13 of Article 1, searches, seizures, and warrants, the right of the people to be secure in their persons. Were those kids secure, T.I.? Huh, Candy Girl? Was those children secure? Houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue except upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, particularly describing the place or places to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. So the police had no right. That's 4 violations of the Georgia State Constitution. Wait till I get over to the United States Constitution. You didn't even get to Georgia. I'm going to be back with the United States Constitution in a minute. You know, they limit you a little bit on Instagram. So I'm going to be out from y'all. But I'm still here, Facebook and YouTube. Chapisala Chike. So you see this right here. So this is what we're talking about. This is going to be where they got to get to it. Every person charged with an offense against the laws of the state will have the privilege and benefit of counsel, shall be furnished a copy of the accusation or indictment, and on demand with a list of the witnesses on whose testimony such charge is founded. They have all the children that was there. They have all the children that were there. Isn't that the witnesses? Wouldn't that be the witnesses? See, they looking at themselves like the criminal, like they got to defend themselves. But really, this is the offense right here. This is it right here. You become the plaintiff. You are now the plaintiff. They are now the defendant. You are the affiant. They are the defiant. So those tears, we could stop now. I don't know what other encouragement people need, but you got to try something different because marching and all this other stuff and all that stuff, I know where you coming from with it, but it's not effective. And aren't you tired of crying? You got to be tired of crying. It's got to be, because man, we tired of hearing it. It's just, you got to do something. This is why if you don't do something, um and keep just being emotional, you're not gonna understand what it's really hitting for. And that's gonna cause you a great deal of stress, um a great deal a great deal of stress. And so save yourself some stress. Save yourself some stress. Figure out how to make the bully stop taking your lunch money. But I know one thing, you ain't supposed to be talking about no white supremacy and all this big bad enemy, and then you're gonna sit there and whine to your enemy. You wouldn't do that to no nigga that you beefing with. You wouldn't do that to no nigga you beefing with. Yo, son, um, how come you ain't punch that nigga in his face? Why you hit me for? That ain't no question you gonna ask that nigga. Why would you ask them, how come we don't see this? Where you at that you should see that? No child should be having no guns pulled out on them. So you can't make that part of your grievance. That's going to fall on deaf ears because no one has to answer to that. How do you want, what kind of answer is good enough? Well, we don't really pull out the guns on white kids. We only, is that what you want to hear? Is that what they want to hear? So if not, at least you got a shot now. You got a shot now. Hold on one second. I'm trying to see how some of the family been doing here. I'm excited. The family is coming for the grandma killer tour. It's gonna be fun.
My bad. Phoenix put me on the camera. I didn't know I was on the camera, y'all. I was trying to get the dog to stop from barking. But Alito, everyone. I'm excited to see everyone. Um, that killed the damn Phoenix. Um, Candace, two lies in a. Hold on, let me mute this.
Talk to her again. I got some other stuff. She talked about Native Americans being cannibals, and Miss Candy Girl is a lot. She's a lot of candy for $1. Perhaps too much, but they don't know what they talking about, and they putting out bad information. Everybody mad, and they mad, and the solution is right there in their face, and it's so sad, and it's just like, damn, you won't stop and think for a moment, right? And you got some good people out here wasting valuable goddamn time chasing their tail like a like a damn dog on a treadmill and shit like that, trying to get the hot dog. Like, it ain't never gonna happen. Like, how you let people play you like that? You supremacy. What supremacy are you talking about, my nigga? Who's iller than you? I don't even understand that language, like that defeatist. Yo, I'm telling you, I can have 10 sons and they, man, one arm, one leg, half an ear ripped off. My niggas would think they was the flyest niggas on the planet. Definitely not taking on that defeatist attitude? Like, how do you even have that in your mind so deep that it just ends up resulting in you not wanting to really apply no pressure in an effective way?
It comes back to no knowledge of self at the end of the day, and that
Well,
would
then they
bring
need to
that would
come to
bring
the No
forth
Grandma Killers
emotions and
tour.
huh.
They need to come to the No Grandma Killers tour. Can find us in one of them cities. We're gonna be in that hood. You might as well come through, so they can stop crying because they don't want to hear that. We want to hear solutions. Let's talk about solutions.
Facts.
That's what's
That's what the people
important.
need to hear: solutions, not make them
Right there in their
matter,
face. And this
make
is
them go
not
burn
nothing
down
that
their own block.
the beauty of it is we're not making any of this up. This is written in the Constitution for the state. Anybody got access to it. You want to go to school for 10 years to try and figure out all these codes and statutes and stuff, go for it. I'm not minimizing it, but I'm telling you, don't involve me in the public controversy, right? For the simple fact that you're not telling me how to insert myself into the narrative. We, the people of the state of Georgia, how come there ain't no white kids getting guns pulled out on them? That shit sound crazy. And what kind of answer do you want? What if them white people would be like, nigga, we want all the smoke? What he would have did? What the nigga would have did? All the white supremacists came out and said, you know what? The fuck out of here. You'll never see us pulling out hammers on our kids. What niggas would have did? You see what they do? What would it, how would it, what would it, what kind of answer do you want from someone that's victimizing you, supposedly? That's like a domestic abuser, bitch getting her ass whooped all the time. And she's like, why are you doing this to me? Bitch, you want to ask that question? Sure. Is that even a, what kind of answer do you want? I don't know. It just seems like you're just making it harder for themselves and putting a lot of pressure on their heart, a lot of stress on their brain and shit when the remedy's right there. If they don't believe they got power, then why'd you give everybody else false hopes? What happened to black girl magic? Ain't no black girl magic now. If it was black girl magic, these motherfuckers would have had a hoodoo or voodoo or what you do to our kids come back to you times 10. I'm just saying.
Bars.
What? If they really believed that what they said was true. This is how we get to get a question. Do people believe what they're even saying? Do they even know what they're asking? Like, how do you want that? How do you want that? With a side of sarcasm? Or do you want white people to just say, man, fuck you and your kids and don't worry about why, boy. Why don't worry about. You got to be prepared for the most fucked up answer. When you ask a whack ass question like that, why that ain't happening to the white kids? If you ready for a fucked up answer like that, nigga ain't never expecting that to happen, but it be hurt some more. You already crying, but if he said what you wanted him to say, cause you feeling so deep, if you took that to heart, what'd you take to heart? You took to heart something that them motherfuckers never even said. Never came out their mouth that they don't do nothing to white people. You don't know what they do out there. You know what happens to your people in your community because you ain't in the pilgrim side. My thing again, if it means that much to them, if they know that, I'm not saying that they ain't do them babies wrong. I'm saying clap back, nigga. Stop crying. Get you a W out this shit. I'm tired of niggas crying. Get some wins on it. Get some wins on it. Get some wins for real. Say your people stop lying. All you gotta do is this. No, nigga, go read. What state you live in? Check that out. Start there. That's your country. You want to make sure you don't get your ass whipped in your own.
That's the truth. Ain't nothing but the truth.
Don't make no sense. He's sitting on there crying. Why how come ain't no white kids getting fucked up? Right? You want them to answer that? What I'm just saying, can somebody just tell me? What if you ask white people that and they finally just you get what you're looking for? Motherfuck you and your kids, Tip. Rich uppity nigga. How you want them to answer that, beloved? Ask them the right questions and you get the right answer. And if they can't answer, then that's a checkmate because answering is going to incriminate them further and they know what you're dealing with. Checkmate. If you feel that they so supreme, you can't outsmart them with the Constitution that protects you from them trying to outsmart you. And in the state of Georgia, they sure enough said that each citizen has a right to bear arms. And they didn't do that in case the deer start getting buck wild. Fuck you talking about? Got a right to bear arms in case those butterflies come chasing you, huh? You have the right to bear arms in case law enforcement comes to try and stop your life. Liberty, wait, what did that preamble say? I don't know if it said pursuit of happiness, but liberty's in there. Life, right? Your happiness is in there. You ain't happy when the fucking police jump out on you in Georgia, is you? Well, there's something that they wrote down to make sure when you're not happy in Georgia without a police, how this person, how that person's acting, you get to go and do this and buck shots and laugh last. But since you're going to hire a motherfucker that's going to lie to you and tell you, well, they want to do this and nothing's going to happen and you just spent 3 years of your fucking life and $100,000 of your motherfucking hard-earned money to try and cash out on something that you really was absolutely wronged for. But now the check, she keeps on passing you by. You can take that check. What happened to them kids right there? I wish somebody would get me in touch with they people. What happened to them kids right there? They be straight. We buy them Lamborghinis. You want to do whatever you want to buy for them because they cash out. There be no limit to that. They violated those kids' rights. And you can prove that according to the Georgia State Constitution. Not because I said, oh, they on some bullshit and how come they don't jump out on the white people. This shit in Georgia say, man, you step across the gun line. This what you did because the people got the power. What's up, Doodle beloved? How you doing, sir? So I don't know why T.I. crying. And I'm rather insensitive to the fucking tears.
It's
Why? Because he doesn't know. That's why
no.
we're the friends.
You remember that video I showed you? Probably about a month ago with what's the young lady name? My neck, my back. You know what I'm talking about? No, Kaya or something like that.
Yes, Miss Thing, that red trainer.
Right. She said on a video that, so I've never heard of this, but it kind of makes sense that T.I., his community service is required him to speak when, at different situations like this was to happen. So he's forced to do this.
Not forced to cry. You want to bring awareness? Was that what he was forced to do? What? Sit there and cry? That was part of the agreement?
Well,
Community
my thing is if he repping Democrat,
or something that, now think about it. Whatever that was part of his agreement for something that probably wasn't even a crime. Because had his lawyer told him about the rights that may have been violated, regardless of what they're saying he did, I can't wait. We need to talk to Doodoo ASAP.
Doodoo, she said she can't wait till you go live when that T-shirt come in.
Yes, we need to have a conversation anyway about coming through Texas.
Yep, that's right. Texas.
Yeah, so I know, I just be sounding free when you hurt when Candace says the truth, right? She has those elements, but she don't have all the education like she thinks she has, especially talking about because when we were slaves, bitch, slave yourself, You ain't talking about my folks and a whole bunch of other people that I know. You ain't talking about our folks, right? We know that for a fact. So, ain't a scholar in the world that could do that. Yeah. Hold on.
But yeah, this
Mm-hmm.
is I'm used to him doing this by now. Like I said, one day he'll be at church talking about God. The next minute he'll be talking about justice. Then the next day he ready to blow up the whole damn city. He don't know what he want to do.
Wow.
He said we got a
Wow.
place to stay in Texas. It's an open door.
Mm-hmm. In
So
Texas?
yeah,
That's
that's what
what's up.
Dudu said.
That's what you just said? Okay, I couldn't see the chat.
Shout out to him. We looking to do it big in Texas. As soon as we get out of Georgia, we still got more surprises in Georgia. We ain't even hit y'all with yet. So we got a lot to give, and we sure enough ready to hit it. I'm excited. I'm super excited.
Yes, I am too. I definitely am too. Hold on,
Now
my
make
kids.
sure you get your ticket. I have to do a count
Yes.
to see how many we have available. So make sure you get those tickets before they sell out. Um, and then someone else had mentioned. They said, let me see. Let me see, what was he, what's the name? Oh, Rod Dad to the panel. Will the tour be live on the net? We don't know. We're working about it. We're checking it out, seeing how expensive it will be to do a show live online. So we're checking it out, see if it's possible for us to pull off. So just stay. We'll keep you posted about it. We'll let you know if we will be able to do it or not. So just make sure you stay posted. We will keep everyone updated on the information.
Hmm.
Let me see. Don't forget www.nograndmakiller.com. You can check out the apparel, the gear, and then it's other people. I think other businesses and stuff will be over there. A lot of clothes, y'all. Dope clothes that you can get from over there. More than just. We also have the Trash Grandmas, the No Grandma Killers, and there's some other ones over there that you can check out and purchase. We're gonna have a really, really good time. Oh man, we're gonna have a good time. Y'all just don't know. We're gonna have a ball. So I'm
Yes.
excited. I'm ready.
Yes, indeed. Finally getting down to the wire. I am so excited. I'm actually kind of getting tired now just because it's like it's finally happening,
Hmm.
even with the pandemic and just all of the things. I'm just super excited where things are going. Everything is it's working the way it's supposed to be. I'm excited. So
Facts of
thank you.
life.
Ticket yet. You probably need to get them. It's definitely gonna be worth it. It's definitely gonna be worth it. Shout out to everybody that is looking to contribute and offering to help out in all sorts of ways. We really appreciate you. We'll be at a city near you soon. Definitely hope you can make this first one because this is going to be different, and they're all going to be different. But this is going to be really meaningful, specifically because of all the things that we had to go through just to kind of make this happen and just being able to stick to the script.
I don't think they
Um,
heard you.
really?
Yeah, I don't think when you said it's gonna be different. All of the events
Oh
will
yeah.
be different, so it won't be no copycat of the last show. Um, you all gonna enjoy this one. That's why I can't wait just to see how you all enjoy it because I know I'm enjoying doing it, and so it's gonna be a ball. I'm telling you, this is gonna be a ball.
Yes, indeed. So definitely, you could bring your family from 8 to 80. It's going to be, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. It'll make your family feel good. You'll learn a lot about your own history, what you were doing 100 years ago. Again, so-called Black people in America heard that they had Indian in their family. Well, where did the Indian go? Come find out. Yes. Yeah. So did anybody in the chat? I can't chat. Did they have any
Brother,
questions?
hold on. There's going to be an opportunity for each of you to.
Oh, sorry about that. Did anybody have any questions? I can't see the chat. Oh, okay. A full day event. Barbecue, food. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's been great working with Coach Natasha. I always compliment that the situation. Definitely appreciate you guys. This is I'm excited. You got KD coming, Kerry Davis. Um, there's gonna be so many people coming. I'm just so excited. And we got like this one surprise that's just gonna be like, you serious? Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Doodoo, Doodoo just said, Sister Phoenix Moon, I'm restricted to using upside down sevens because these dudes keep taking all these L's. Oh man, you tough, boy, you tough.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. Moot St. Clair ain't nothing to mess with.
Okay, someone said they want to come. They have a lot of questions. You can book your ticket on
Yeah.
www.nograndmakillers.com. Make sure you get your ticket
Yeah.
because I'm gonna go ahead and tell you we on the radio, y'all. We on the radio here in Atlanta. So a lot of people are booking their tickets in town. So make sure you get your tickets fast.
Mhm. Mhm. That is correct. Well, that was pretty much it. I just wanted to break down a little bit of the Candy Girl. I gotta see what else is going on there. I know it's a lot of things there that people don't like about her, but I just think that she's not educated. Maybe, she just clearly a lot that she don't know. Talking about because when we were slaves, uh, just a lot of things that are untrue, and they need work on them. And definitely now, Ti don't ever have to be crying again. How come we do? I'd love to have him, or right, right. That's right. As he should. He really got the big chief. They don't he got the big chief icon? Like, come on, boss. Come on, Indian. You know what time it is, Ti. Yo, get it together. I know Grandma told you. Oh,
Facts.
yes. They heard it too. He from Georgia. They heard it too. He know. They need to. Maybe they don't remember. A lot of them.
Now I do have a young brother that wants to come on live and do his genealogy. So I'm just gonna start him and go as far as I can. I'm gonna take the brothers I've been doing they've been asking me to come over and talk with them, and I've been working with them. Well, I'm gonna take one of them. He's willing to do his genealogy online,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna take him on Grandma's channel, No Grandma Killers, tonight. And we're gonna pull up the ancestry and we're gonna start the process. We're gonna dig as far as we can. We're gonna talk about it. Everyone is more than
Right.
willing to come
Everybody was
over.
able to watch.
Come over if you might even know some of his relatives because he's a Jeter, which is a very big name in where I stay.
Tell you exactly. They Rappahannock, Jeter. Mildred Loving is a Jeter. Mildred Jeter is an
I'm in a
Indian.
whole town full of Jeters.
Yeah, Indian name.
Monica
Lots of
Monica's
Jeters.
a Jeter. So yeah, we're gonna hit that up tonight on No Grandmas. We're gonna hit that information, get into it. So don't miss that content. It will be on No Grandma Killers channel. Look at that. Somebody said I'm a Jeter. Now you got J Jeters and G Jeters as well, because all the Jeters here begin with a G.
The ones in Virginia and J, generally. Yeah.
Got you. I don't know which one he is, though. He says tons of Jeter from Georgia here in Texas. Yeah, it's Jeter Town. We call it Jeter Town.
Well, you know, a lot of the Cherokees that left from Virginia and Tennessee and North Carolina definitely went out to Arkansas and Texas prior to the Trail of Tears.
We'll see this work gonna come out. We're gonna have us a ball doing some genealogy tonight.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to get to Texas. I got that story about the grandfather that got killed by dragon canoe.
Yeah, my mom was gonna come. She was like, I want to go to the next event. And then when I told her Texas, she said she learned about being in Texas in July or August. She said it got to cool off just a little bit for her to go to Texas. So
I get it. Wow, I'm super excited. So definitely copy merchandise. Check out Wild Indian, right? You know, Wild Indian 1 on YouTube. Chief Cali Speaks. Definitely hit those channels up. Chapisalachi K. We'll talk to everybody soon. We'll see you later on No Grandma Killers doing live genealogy. So.
All right, so we about to get out of here.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, I guess I'm gonna hit this. We're gonna hit the song one more time. Y'all know I gotta play the song before I get out of here. For those that missed it, and like I said, don't miss us on. It's already sticky here. Okay, so we about to get out of here. Don't miss the genealogy tonight. And it might be quick because it's getting late. It's 7:30. I'm about to call him and see is he ready. If he's ready, we're gonna hit it pronto. So all right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. You got anything you want to say before you go? Before I go?
No, that was it. Everybody, y'all be safe. See y'all soon. See y'all at the Grandma Killers Talk.
Phoenix, let the world know the truth. Expose the lies, study the bloodlines, the aboriginal. Phoenix, let the world know the truth. Expose the lies, study the bloodlines, the aboriginal tribes. Before the Spanish, the Dutch, and the British arrived, saying we was from Africa and stole a birthright. That's a trick move, something that a dirty war would do. Claim your nationality of the land, you get screwed. So we studied your background, your treaties you wrote. Fake as history, we ain't come over here on no boat. Frontin' like you indigenous to the land, you disgust me. The tomahawk is back in our hands. It's getting ugly. You running around screaming black power, cause it sells to the truth. Rivers veiled with a bull and high hills. Native Americans but hurt, can't deal, cause they know damn well the Trail of Tears ain't real. Respect the Aborigine, this land is ours, and though you all. You still a guest, motherfucker.
I had 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling me much, telling me. I had 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling me much, telling me. House nigga, real nigga, fake nigga, feel nigga. My skin ain't black, what the deal, nigga? Salute on my real shit, it's Aborigines, owners of the land and every goddamn tree and every goddamn sea. Invaders ever crossed, step foot on the land and you can step the fuck off. Breathe, you can make a swing the sacred tomahawk. Fucking around with us with that black conscious talk. Fake pics of slave ships, that's the reference. If we African, look, you gon' need more evidence. I'm American, Aboriginal, indigenous, your bogey DNA test. That shit is rhetoric, stay woke. Aboriginal, get out. Your civil rights acts, all you can eat, big out. The Stockholm syndrome, make skits out. Phoenix Moon got the antidote, get that shit out. Meanwhile, I'm rapping about my birthright, fuck a freestyle. Teach each man, each woman, each child. Black races really Indians indeed now. Man, they indeed now. Hollywood, Title 18, G goes. Your pilgrims get re-go with Phoenix and Beast Mode. Bringing my peoples out of the sleep mode. We ain't black, colors, Africans, or Negroes. I had 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling me much, telling me. I had 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indian grandmas, but society keep killing them, telling me much, telling me.